My beloved child, listen carefully to these words, for they are not spoken by chance. This is the voice from eternity, the wind that moves through the heavens to reach your soul at this exact moment. You may think you stumbled upon it, but in truth, it is my design. Nothing comes to you apart from my plan. I have chosen this time. I have prepared this setting so that you may hear my voice. You are stepping into a decisive moment where your awakening and your choice will open doors not only for the present, but for eternity. That is why I declare today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:1-5. For today is the day I call your name, my child. There are times when you have thought of yourself as a small soul lost in the turmoil of life. But I want you to know I saw you before you were formed in your mother's womb. I knew your name before the heavens were laid in place. I wove every detail of your life with my own hand. Not one tear of yours has fallen without my notice. Not one sigh has escaped without my hearing. And today, I speak directly to you to remind you that your soul has never been abandoned. You are in my sight, and your destiny is being upheld by heaven itself. I am the one who declares, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart, Jeremiah 1:5. Therefore, remember that you are called, you are chosen, and nothing about you is accidental. There is an urgency you must recognize in this hour. What you are about to hear is not merely words of comfort. It is the sound of a trumpet of warning. It is the word of a father to his child who is nearing a boundary you do not yet perceive. Be still within, for I am unveiling what the natural eye cannot see, what the human ear cannot hear, but what my spirit is engraving upon your heart. I tell you that a movement is unfolding in the unseen realm. Heaven has been stirred. Angels have taken their places. The Archangel Michael has been sent forth by my command. This is not because things are ordinary, but because danger encircles you, a threat you have not discerned. It is the cry of a soul who once loved you deeply, a voice that has risen before my throne, pleading that I act on your behalf. They could not rest until they saw you preserved. And today, I answer that plea by speaking directly to you. My child, you do not hear this by accident. This is heaven's intervention. I have sought to stir your heart in many ways through dreams you dismissed, through impressions you ignored, through small signs along your path. But because you were too burdened, too distracted, you did not perceive them. So now I speak plainly. Understand this. The clock of the Spirit is counting down. 5 minutes in eternity can change the destiny of a soul forever. Those 5 minutes symbolize the urgency of this moment. If you hesitate, the door may close. But if you open your heart, I will lead you into a new season, a season of restoration, a season of blessing, a season of glory. I know, my child, how weary your heart has grown. You have tried to be strong, to bear the weight, to believe that pain would pass. But I see the darkness of your nights. I see the times you forced a smile while your heart was breaking. I see when you wanted to give up but kept walking so others would not despair. I even heard the whispers in your solitude. Lord, do you hear me? And my child, I have heard every cry. And I have not only heard, I have acted. That is why I speak today. Because time is short. This is the moment I draw you back from the edge, set you on solid ground, and open your eyes to what is happening around you. As it is written, He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire, He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. Psalm 4:02. You are not hearing these words by chance. This is evidence that heaven is with you. This is a reminder that I, your heavenly Father, have never departed. And this is the call for you to awaken, to understand that you are in a spiritual battle. I do not speak to make you afraid, but to make you strong. I do not expose so that you despair, but so that you know I alone am your refuge. You are shielded, you are seen, and you are loved more deeply than you can comprehend. My child, I want you to know that not every smiling face carries truth, and not every outstretched hand holds good intent. There are those close to you who speak kindly, who appear caring, but whose hearts harbor envy and deceit. I have seen what your eyes have not yet seen. I have heard the whispers behind your back, though your ears have not heard them. And today I come to uncover what has been hidden, because I love you too much to leave you in deception. You are mine, and you deserve to walk in light, free from the chains of falsehood. The greatest danger, my child, does not come from strangers, but from those you trust. An enemy may strike and wound the body, but betrayal from the trusted pierces the soul, leaving scars no words can express. You opened your heart. You gave your trust. You shared your most secret pain. That is why the wound from that hand cut so deeply. I know you have tried to dismiss suspicion, convincing yourself that you misjudged, that you were too sensitive. But your inner warning is the prompting of my spirit. Do not ignore it. I do not lie, and I do not sound false alarms. Everything I reveal serves the purpose of saving you. Remember, my child, that Michael does not rise without reason. He only comes forth when the battle in the unseen reaches its fiercest point. Michael is heaven's warrior, the protector of my people against the claws of the enemy. Scripture says, but Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, Daniel 1:0-1-3. Each time he appears, it is a sign that I myself am intervening to stop the schemes of darkness. Today, the cry of your beloved one in heaven has stirred him. They have seen the plots. You heard the conversations in the shadows, witnessed the plans designed against you, and they have pleaded, cried out that I intervene, so that you would not be deceived again. Therefore, Michael has been sent. He now stands guard beside you, with a sword of blazing light and power from above, to cut off every hidden scheme set in motion against you. My child, I know this truth may bring you pain, for when I declare that the betrayer may be the one you least expect, even the one you feel safest with, your heart will tremble. You will want to deny it, to defend them. But I am the one who sees to the very depths of the human heart. I am the one who searches thoughts and motives. I know who comes to you in true love, and who approaches only to exploit your vulnerability. I do not speak these things so that you lose faith in people, but so that you will place your trust fully in me. For when you cling to me, you will no longer fear deceit, because my light will expose every shadow. As it is written, he will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun. Psalm 3:7-6. Therefore, my child, do not let lies cause your spirit to fall, for my light will reveal all things. I do not come to bring panic, but to give peace. True peace is not found in holding tightly to every relationship, but in discerning who I have placed in your life. and who you must release. At times, to protect you, I must close doors you do not wish to close. I must reveal truths you would rather not see. You may weep. You may feel loss. But trust that I do this for your sake. I never take away without giving something better. You only need to open your heart and obey. For I have declared, for I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 2:9-11. Everything I do is aimed at restoration, at bringing forth a blessed future for you. So, my child, be watchful. Know that you are not alone. Michael stands beside you. My angels surround you. Your loved one in heaven continues to intercede for you. And I, your heavenly Father, have laid my hand upon you. Do not let your heart be lulled to sleep by sweet but deceitful words. Do not let false smiles cause you to close your eyes to the truth. You were created to live in the light, not in darkness. You were called to walk in truth, not in deception. Rise, trust, and allow me to lead. When you obey, I will shield you from every scheme, and I will open the door into a new season for your life. My beloved child, I declare that now is the hour of unveiling. You have walked through many trials, carried secret doute, seen signs but feared to name them. Now I come to tear away the veil, so that you may see clearly, for true love does not leave you drowning in lies. True love never allows you to remain bound by false relationships. I love you enough to speak the truth, even if it hurts for a moment, because it will set your soul free for eternity. As I have said, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:3-2. My child, receive this truth, for it is the key that unlocks the peace you have long sought. Do you see? There have been times when you dreamed strange dreams, images that seemed meaningless, but in reality, they were warnings from heaven. Do you hear? There have been times when your intuition urged you to avoid a path, to withhold a word, but you silenced it in order to please others. I tell you this, those signs were not random. They were whispers of my spirit in your heart. You did not recognize them. But now I confirm it so that you know you were not imagining. You have been warned, and I have spoken. Now your spiritual eyes are being opened to see what has long been hidden. Deception cannot endure when my light shines. Those who pretended to love will show their true nature. Those who seemed loyal will reveal their betrayal. Those who flattered to gain favor will soon display their envy. You need not strive to expose them, for I myself will do it. I will bring secret conversations into the open. I will uncover hidden schemes. I will cause the truth to rise to the surface until you can no longer deny it. And when this happens, you will know that I have never left you to wander in confusion. I have already prepared discernment for you, so that you may walk securely and not be entangled in webs of deceit. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Your loved one who has gone before still intercedes before my throne. They have seen what you have not seen. They have heard what you have not heard. They have witnessed manipulation and pleaded for my intervention, and I have listened, because their love has never ceased. They have fought for you in the courts of heaven. Now I answer them by granting you revelation. This is not a vague warning, but a divine intervention. Michael has risen. My angels are ready, and my justice is being set in motion. Every deception around you is trembling, for my light is breaking through. Do not be afraid. My child, this is not the time to waver, but the time to rise. I am not only exposing the enemy, I am lifting you up. Even through betrayal, I will use it to bring you into your true place in my plan. You thought your suffering was in vain, but I declare that every tear has been recorded in my book. You felt your wounds were too deep, but I tell you those very wounds, once healed, will become a powerful testimony for many. You will be a living witness that I am the healer, the protector, the defender. As it is written, you have kept count of my tossings, put my tears in your bottle. Psalm 5, 6, 8. Not one tear of yours has fallen in vain. This is the hour of unveiling. This is the hour I strip away the masks. This is the hour you will see clearly what is true and what is false. Do not cling to what is decaying. Do not hold on to relationships that drain your soul. If you must separate, then separate. If you must release, then release. For beyond obedience lies a heavenly door. In this new season, I will grant you restoration greater than what pain has stolen. I will open doors of spiritual elevation, financial breakthrough, soul healing, and a clarified calling. But it all begins with one thing: obedience. My beloved child, I declare, take courage, for you are under my divine protection. No scheme of the enemy can exceed the boundary I allow. No lie can destroy the worth I have placed within you. Before you knew my name, I set my covering over your life. From your earliest days, I sent angels to guard your steps. Many times you did not even know how close disaster, accident, or betrayal came, but I silently intervened. I shattered the plans of darkness, sealed the doors of destruction, and turned circumstances so that you would remain alive until this day. For I am the Lord, your protector, your defender, the one who declares, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 4, 1, 1, 0. I know, my child, that you have often wondered if Father loves me. Why does he allow painful things to happen? Why did he not stop them at the beginning? Understand this. My love is not the kind that shields you from every trial, but the kind that transforms trials into blessings. If I prevented every hardship, you would never know the true strength of faith. If I kept you from ever tasting tears, you would never know the depths of my comfort. If I never allowed you to see betrayal, you would never recognize the beauty of loyalty. I have not abandoned you, but I use all things, even the bitter, to refine you into strength, brilliance, and purity. Like gold tested by fire, you thought you were losing, but in truth you are being prepared for greater glory. Michael is not an ordinary angel. He is the commander of heaven's armies, the warrior of justice, the protector of my people when grave danger comes. Scripture declares, at that time Michael, the great prince who protects your people, will arise. Daniel 1:2-1. My child, if Michael has arisen, it means the enemy's plan against you is no small matter, but it also means heaven is intervening directly. He stands close to you, with a blazing sword, ready to break invisible chains. He shields your heart from the poisoned arrows of betrayal. He raises his shield to guard you from lies and slander. He does not only watch, he fights for you, because you are the one I love and have chosen. I do not merely protect you from harm, but I prepare you to enter a new season. I declare that beyond the pain is restoration. Beyond betrayal is breakthrough. Beyond your tears is laughter. But the one condition is obedience. You must choose to walk in my voice rather than strive to please those unworthy. You must choose truth, even if truth hurts. Instead of comforting yourself with illusion, you must choose light instead of tolerating darkness. When you obey, you will see the door I have prepared swing open. That door does not lead to destruction, but to a future full of hope. My beloved, I declare that now is the hour for discernment. For if you do not discern, you will be easily entangled in relationships that dim your light. Many times you have opened your arms, welcomed others, trusted sweet words, only to be wounded. I do not rebuke you for your compassionate heart, but I desire that you grow in wisdom. True love must walk with discernment. True trust must be rooted in me, not in shifting sand. You cannot allow your heart to become the soil where the enemy sows lies. Understand that my love is the pattern by which you recognize genuine love in people. If a relationship only brings manipulation, suspicion, and unrest, then it is not from me. Release it, my child. For clinging to falsehood only deepens your bondage. I know you fear loneliness. Many times you have endured falsehood simply to avoid walking alone. But I tell you, you have never truly been alone. I have always been with you. My angels have always walked beside you. Even when you journeyed through the darkness, I held your hand. As Scripture says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Psalm 2, 3, 4. So, my child, do not cling to pretense out of fear of loneliness. You do not need to remain with those who wound you in order to feel worthy. You had worth before they appeared. You have worth because I have called you my own. Obedience, my child, is the key in this hour. You must learn to submit, even when you do not understand. At times, I will ask you to leave behind what is familiar. At times, I will lead you to places you have never been. At times, I will require you to say no to relationships that drain your soul. This may cause momentary pain, but it will protect you from lasting destruction. I never take away without giving something better. You must trust in my good intentions. You must choose obedience over compromise. Just as Abraham heard my voice and left his homeland, not knowing where he was going, yet became the father of nations. So you too must walk. Obedience today may feel like emptiness, but it will open the flow of blessing that nothing can hinder. My child, I have seen the times you wept because of being misunderstood. I have heard the sobs you hid in the darkness of night. You thought no one knew, but I knew. You believed your tears fell only to be lost. But I have kept every drop as precious jewels in my hand. Psalm 56:8 says, "You have kept count of my tossings, put my tears in your bottle." Do you see? Not a single pain of yours has been forgotten. I have turned them all into testimony of my love. The days of betrayal will become evidence that I am the faithful one. The nights of tears will testify that I am the comforter. The moments when you felt you would collapse will become the foundation for you to declare to others that I am the one who lifts up. Remember, the revelation I give you today is not to sow fear, but to bring freedom. The enemy wants you bound by confusion, by suspicion, by false relationships. But I declare no chain can bind you anymore. No lie can cover the light within you. No betrayer can steal the destiny I have ordained for you. Let my word today be like a sharp sword, cutting away every tie that is not from me. Let go, my child, and let peace flood your soul. You do not need to argue. You do not need to prove. You do not need to defend yourself. I myself will vindicate you. I myself will bring truth to light. I myself will lift you up before those who once despised you. My child, I promise you that on the other side of obedience is a season of restoration beyond imagination. You once suffered loss, but I will restore in double measure. You were once broken, but I will heal you with complete joy. You were once betrayed, but I will send faithful ones who will love and intercede for you. You were once lonely, but I will give you a spiritual family to surround you. You once fell down, but I will set you firmly upon the eternal rock. Above all, I will clarify the calling I placed within you before the foundation of the world. That calling was never lost, only hidden beneath the dust of pain. Now I breathe new life, and the flame within you will burn once again. My child, when I reveal truth to you, my work does not end with exposing the enemy. I do not only show you what happens behind your back, I also go before you to destroy those schemes. I am the Lord, the one who fights for you. When I speak a word, heaven itself moves. When I send my angels, they take their positions instantly. When my eyes turn, every secret plan in the dark trembles. The enemy thought he could hide, thought betrayal would break you, but he did not know that I had already gone before him. I set the boundaries. I limited his reach, and I prepared deliverance even before you were aware of danger. As it is written, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. Isaiah 4:3-1. You belong to me, and no power has the right to claim your soul. Many times, my child, you thought you were abandoned, that you were fighting alone, that I was silent in your pain. But today I speak the truth to you. Never once have I forsaken you. Never once have I stood by idly. My silence did not mean neglect, but unseen action, so that at the appointed time you would see the whole picture. I was silent to strengthen your faith. I was silent to teach you to lean on me, not on others. Yet even in silence, I was fighting for you. If I had not intervened, the enemy would have devoured you long ago. If I had not shielded you, you would have collapsed without strength to rise again. But because I love you, I kept you alive until this day, so you could hear this word, my child. Understand this: each time the enemy tries to destroy you, I turn it into an opportunity to raise you higher. Each time he sows betrayal, I use that very betrayal to teach you the difference between false and true love. Each time he causes you to weep, I turn your tears into seeds sown into a field of blessing. Do you remember Joseph? His brothers betrayed him, sold him into slavery, cast him into prison. Yet in the end, I raised him up as governor to save a nation. Joseph told his brothers, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." Genesis 5:0-20. That story is your story as well. Those who betrayed you thought they had won, but in truth, they only pushed you closer to the place I destined for you. For all things work together for the good of those who love me. I also want you to know that what you lost is not the end. You thought broken relationships took too much from you. That betrayal left a void that could never be filled. But I declare, I am the restorer. I can return to you double of what you lost. I can build from the ashes a house more beautiful than before. I can turn pain into strength, bitter memories into motivation, tears into joy. As promised in Joel 2:5, I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. You will not leave empty-handed. You will not end in defeat. You will see great restoration, and you will know that it was I who did it. When revelation comes, it always carries a choice. I have exposed falsehood, but you must decide to let it go. I have shown you light and darkness, but you must choose to walk in the light. I will not force you, for I have given you free will, but I call you. I urge you, do not cling to what I have unveiled. Do not let familiarity enslave you. Be courageous to say yes to truth, even if it hurts. For obedience is the very key that opens the door I have prepared. If you hold on, you will delay blessing. If you hesitate to, you will give the enemy room to pull you back. But if you obey today, I promise deliverance will come, and joy will flood your soul. My child, look around you. I am sending you signs. I am placing in your life people of true love, those who will pray for you, those who will strengthen instead of drain you. You may have grown accustomed to being used, but from now on you will know what it means to be loved genuinely. You may have grown used to carrying the weight alone, but from now on you will have companions. You may have grown used to tears, but from now on I will give you laughter. For I declare those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. Psalm 126:5. This is my promise over your life, and it will be fulfilled. My beloved child, now I want you to look back on the days that have passed with new eyes, eyes enlightened by truth. You once thought every trial, every pain, every betrayal was only a burden to endure. But I declare not one tear of yours has been wasted. Not one step of yours has been forgotten. Not one cry of yours has fallen into emptiness. I have recorded them all, and I have used them to shape a journey unlike any other. You thought you were just a small soul, lost in the current of life. But you did not know that these very trials have engraved your name into my divine plan. As Scripture says, He knows the way that I take. When He has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. Job 2:3-10. My child, what you endured has not defiled you, but purified you. It has not weakened you, but made you strong. Remember, I am the Creator, and I never waste anything in your life, even failures, mistakes, and wrong turns I use to teach and transform. When you thought you had taken the wrong path, I turned that detour into a lesson. When you thought you were left behind, I used that waiting to shape patience and faith. When you thought the betrayers had triumphed, I turned their very act into the stepping stone that lifted you higher. My child, you do not need to regret what is past. Let me weave it into the perfection of my plan. I tell you the truth, all things work together for the good of those who love me, who are called according to my purpose. Romans 8:28. You are among them. Therefore, you need not fear the past, for I have already redirected it for a good purpose. Do you remember what I said to Paul? My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 1:2-9. When you feel as though you have fallen, it is not the end. but an opportunity for me to lift you up. When you feel inadequate, it is not failure, but the very place where I supply my strength. When you feel shattered, it is not destruction, but the moment I piece together the fragments into a picture more beautiful than before. You may think yourself powerless, but I say, in me, you have everything. In me, you lack nothing. In me, you are covered by heavenly strength. My child, I want you to look at your wounds in a new way. You once thought they were only scars of pain, but I say to you, they are proof of survival. You have passed through fire without being burned, through water without being drowned. The fact that you still stand, still breathe, still hear my voice is evidence that I have shielded you. These wounds, when healed by me, will become powerful testimonies for many. You will tell those in despair, if it were not for the Lord, I would not have come this far. You will become a living witness that my grace is sufficient in every circumstance, that my love is greater than all betrayal, that my protection is stronger than every scheme. And when you testify, you will not simply recount your own story, but draw many souls nearer to the light. I do not deny that you have endured much pain. I do not deny that betrayal has left cracks in your soul. But I say this, there is no crack too deep for my grace to fill. There is no darkness too thick for my light to pierce. There is no door so tightly shut that I cannot open it. Remember my word, behold, I have set before you an open door, which no one can shut. Revelation 3:8. Believe that the door opening before you is not by your own strength, but by my hand, and when I open it, no one can close it. Those who wish to see your downfall will witness your triumph in me. Those who once despised you will see my hand lifting you up. Those who sowed betrayal will have to watch you walk in glory. My child, what I require of you now is faith. Not faith in yourself, not faith in man, but faith in me alone. Believe that I am working, even when you cannot see it. Believe that I am preparing, even when you cannot yet feel it. Believe that I am leading, even when you do not yet understand. True faith is not believing after seeing, but believing before the evidence comes. Walk as Abraham did, who believed my promise, though he had not yet seen it. Walk as Moses did, who left Egypt, though he did not yet know the way. Walk as David did, who trusted that I would make him king, though he was still hiding in caves. My child, if you believe, you will see my glory. Let my word today be the foundation of your hope. You have endured nights of darkness, but I declare the dawn is near. You have endured betrayal, but I declare faithfulness is awaiting you. You have endured tears, but I declare joy will soon overflow. You have endured loss, but I declare restoration is drawing close. This is not a vain hope, but the promise of your heavenly Father, who never fails. Prepare your heart, for I am about to do a new thing. Behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? Isaiah 4:3-19. My child, the new is coming, and it will change everything. Stand firm, place your hand upon your chest, and know that I am closer than your breath. Let my word today sink deep into your soul, so that you will know that nothing you have gone through has been in vain. Everything is within my plan. Every sorrow has been turned into strength. Every tear has become a seed for a harvest of blessing. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not destroyed. You are mine. You are called, chosen, and destined for a glorious purpose. My beloved, look at the seed. When it is sown into the ground, all people see is dry earth covering it, day after day. It seems as if nothing changes, but beneath the soil, life stirs. A tender shoot presses upward, and at the appointed time, it breaks through the surface, revealing new life. That is the picture of you in this season of waiting. Others may think you are stagnant, but I say you are growing in secret. Others may not see transformation, but I am strengthening your faith, refining your character, and enlarging your spirit. When you do not yet see results, do not think I am inactive. On the contrary, I am laying a firm foundation so that when you emerge, you will stand unshakable, and no storm will topple you. Waiting is like the invisible wind. People cannot see the wind itself, but they see the trees move. In the same way, you may not see my hand working, but you will surely see the fruit. In the moments you think are wasted, I am teaching you patience. In the days of silence, I am training your spiritual ears to recognize my voice more clearly. In the long nights of restlessness, I am teaching you to trust not in your feelings but in my unchanging promise. You see waiting as a burden, but I say it is heaven's school. In this school, you learn to walk not by sight, but by faith. In this school, you learn to discern my voice above the noise of the world. In this school, you learn to rely on grace and not your own strength. My child, remember Joseph. He received a promise that he would rise to a position of influence, that many would bow before him. But instead of being taken straight to the throne, he was sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison, and forgotten. For years, nothing seemed to progress. But in that time, I was training him in secret. I taught him to manage in Potiphar's house, to remain faithful in prison, to interpret dreams with wisdom. And at the appointed time, I brought him out of prison in a single day and placed him as governor of all Egypt. You see, those years that seemed wasted were the very foundation that prepared Joseph for his destiny. My child, you too are on a similar journey. The waiting is not for nothing. It is preparing you for a great leap forward. I also want you to remember David. When I anointed him king, he still returned to the wilderness to tend sheep. When I placed my promise upon him, he still fled into caves, hiding from Saul's pursuit. He did not ascend to the throne immediately, because I was shaping him through years of hardship. In the wilderness, he learned to depend on me. In the caves, he learned humility and the discipline of waiting for my timing. And in that waiting, he was formed into a king after my own heart. My child, learn from his life that waiting is never wasted. It is where I shape you for the future. In the days of waiting, I know your heart grows weary. You feel as if your prayers go unanswered. Your efforts bear no fruit. Your trust brings no result. But I say to you, do not give up. For the very moment you are tempted to quit may be the moment closest to your breakthrough. The very moment you feel you cannot endure may be the sign that you are on the verge of stepping into the new. My child, be patient. For those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not grow weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:3-1. Let waiting be the moment you exchange your strength for mine. the moment you learn to rely on me more fully than ever before. My beloved, I never allow waiting to last longer than necessary. I know when you are ready. I know when the circumstances are right. I know when every piece is aligned for the promise to be fulfilled, like a mother with child. No one wishes the baby to be born too soon, for it would be weak. No one wishes the baby to be born too late, for it would be in danger. But at the appointed time, at the right month, the child is born. In the same way, the promise I have given you will be birthed at the right time. You need not force it, nor fear delay. Rest in me, for I am the one who keeps my promises. Let your heart be still before me. Do not hurry. Do not panic. Do not compare yourself with others. Each person has a different path. Each soul has a unique design. Do not see others reaping their harvest and think you have been left behind. No, you are simply in another season. And when your time comes, your harvest will be abundant. Remember, every crop has its appointed time, the season to sow, the season to water, the season to wait, and then the season to reap. If you are patient, you will see my promise fulfilled in your life. I speak to you today so that you will know waiting is not meaningless. It is the season of preparation, the classroom of training, the silence where I teach you to hear. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not dismiss slow steps. Do not grow weary when results seem unseen. For every moment of waiting is part of my greater plan, and when the appointed time comes, you will see that all the waiting was worth it. My child, mark this truth in your heart. No season of waiting lasts forever, and no door can remain closed when I have decreed it open. The endless days, the nights soaked in tears, the prayers that seem unanswered, all these are only the prelude to a great breakthrough. You may think I delay, but in truth, I am arranging every detail in perfect harmony, and when the time comes, the change will come so swiftly, it will astonish you. Like sudden rain pouring down on dry ground, I will cause blessings to fall suddenly upon your life. I am the one who can turn circumstances in the blink of an eye. One day Joseph was in prison, chained and forgotten, but the next day he was brought out, clothed in royal garments, and seated on the throne of the governor. A single moment was enough to change his entire life. In the same way, I will act in your life. Do not look at the present and think you will remain bound forever. For I declare this, when the time comes for me to set you free, the chains will fall instantly. Do not think you will remain in lack. For when I open the storehouses of heaven, you will see abundant provision. Do not fear that the dream has died. For when I breathe new life, what you thought was lost will live again. You will see that I am the one who makes water flow in the desert, who opens a path through the sea, and who makes the impossible become possible. My child, I know there are times when you sit and wonder, am I waiting in vain? Have these years been wasted? But I declare this, no, not a single moment of your life has been wasted. Every tear has been collected by me. Every prayer remembered. Every hidden sacrifice recorded in my book. When the new season comes, you will look back and see that everything had meaning. The suffering you endured became the foundation that allows you to cherish the blessing. The trials you overcame became testimony for others to believe that I truly act. The old wounds, once healed, will become powerful evidence that my grace is sufficient for every circumstance. Beloved, remember that breakthrough always comes right after the darkest days. just as dawn breaks only after the night, and spring arrives only after the cold of winter. The greatest change often happens when you feel you cannot endure any longer. Therefore, do not give up. Do not let go. The enemy wants you to collapse just before the door opens. But I tell you, remain steadfast. For once the door is opened, no one can shut it. Once my hand moves, no power can stop it. Once I have spoken, my word will surely come to pass. The breakthrough I am preparing will not only change your circumstances, but it will transform you. When I open the door, you will step out no longer the same, but as one refined by fire, you will walk, not in fear, but in unwavering faith. You will speak not from limited experience, but from the wisdom I impart. You will act not according to fleshly calculation, but under the guidance of the Spirit. For the purpose of waiting is not only that you may receive blessings, but that you may become a vessel useful in my hand. When you step into the new season, you will not only be a receiver, but also a giver. Not only the one who was rescued, but also the one who brings deliverance to many souls. My child, I want you to know that breakthrough is not merely an event, but a transition. It moves you from one place to another, from one level to a higher one. It changes the way you see, the way you think, and the way you live. When I delivered Israel from slavery in Egypt, it was not only physical freedom, but also the reshaping of identity. They were no longer slaves, but my chosen people. Likewise, when I bring you out of the old season, you will no longer carry the old identity. You will no longer be the weak, but the warrior, no longer the victim, but the victor, no longer the rejected, but the chosen one to bear the light. And when the breakthrough comes, remember that it is not merely to satisfy your personal desires, but so that my glory may be revealed. Every victory you receive is testimony to the world that I am the Almighty God. Every blessing you enjoy is evidence that I am the one who keeps promises. And every transformation in you is light that will draw many others closer to me. Therefore, walk into the new season, not with pride, but with gratitude and humility. Remember that all is by grace, not by merit. All is by mercy, not by worthiness. My child, I call you to prepare your heart for the breakthrough. Do not let the blessing come while you are unready to receive it. Do not let the door open while you hesitate to step through. Do not let opportunity arrive while fear causes you to miss it. Be watchful, be equipped, be steadfast in faith, so that when I act, you will seize it fully. Remember my word, behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Indeed, I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Isaiah 4:3-19. The new has already begun, and you must be prepared to enter it. Be assured that your breakthrough is near. Do not let your eyes focus only on the hardship, but on the promise. Do not let your heart dwell only on failures, but fix it on the coming victory. Do not let your ears be filled only with the enemy's lies, but listen to my voice saying, for I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace and not for harm, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 2:9-11. I have charted the path. I have prepared the new season, and I myself will lead you into it. Take courage. The old season is closing. The new season is opening. Do not look back with regret, and do not fear the unknown ahead. For I have gone before you. I have prepared the way, and I await you there. And when you step into the new season, you will know that every moment of waiting, every sacrifice, every act of faithfulness was worth it. You will declare, truly, the Lord has done great things for me, and that joy will not remain only with you, but will flow out to many. My child, I am the Most High, your eternal Father. From the beginning of creation, I have known you. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I had already ordained your existence, and I had placed upon your life a glorious plan. Do you know that in the many times you thought you were abandoned, I was still there, watching over you, shielding you, yet choosing silence so that you might grow in faith. I have never left you, nor turned my back on you. Even if the whole world forgets you, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Even if your earthly parents forsake you, I, the Lord your God, will never abandon you. So many times the enemy sought to destroy you. He planted fear, sowed doubt, and built circumstances to bring you down. But can you not see? In every one of those moments, my hand preserved you. There were disasters you never knew of, but I stopped them in the shadows. There were battles you never fought, but I fought them for you and won. If I had not intervened, you would not be standing here now to hear my voice. I myself am the one who covers you, who shelters you under the shadow of the Almighty. And I am the one who declares, you will not fear the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks by night. Understand this, the trials you face are not punishments, but the training ground of your soul. I allowed you to walk through long nights not to leave you in despair, but to teach you to trust in me. I allowed you to taste, lack, not to shame you, but to show you that I am the one who provides every need. I allowed you to endure seasons of loneliness, not to make you feel worthless, but to teach you that I am the friend who never leaves. I allowed you to face betrayal, not to break you, but to show you that the power of forgiveness is the mark of my children. All of it is to shape you, so that you are no longer fragile as before, but steadfast, strong, able to stand firm in the midst of every storm. My child, look at everything in the light of my presence. You only see the present through the limits of the flesh, but I see the entire picture from the beginning to eternity. You only see scattered fragments of what is broken, yet I am weaving them into a glorious tapestry. You may wonder why I allow the storms, but you will come to understand that it is those very winds that drive your roots deeper into the wellspring of faith. It is in the dark days that I prepare you for the radiant days to come. When you look back, you will declare, if it had not been for the Lord, I could not have come this far. Remember that I do not bless you merely for your own keeping. I cause blessings to overflow in you, so that you may become a river flowing toward others. When I give you joy, it is so you may share that joy with those who mourn. When I wipe away your tears, it is so you may know how to wipe the tears of others. When I restore your soul, it is so you may bring healing to broken hearts. You do not live for yourself alone, but to become a witness of my love and power. Therefore, do not despise your journey. Do not belittle what you must endure. Every wound you carry, once touched by me, will turn into a crown of glory. Every tear you shed, when mingled with my faithfulness, will become a stream of life. Every loss you taste, when placed in my hands, will become a seed that bears fruit. You cannot fathom the magnitude of what I am accomplishing through you, but trust that it surpasses all the small thoughts of your heart. Now I call you to rise up in new strength. Do not let fear bind you, nor doubt confine you. Remember, my Spirit dwells within you. He gives you power, love, and wisdom. You are not alone, for I have sent my angels to encamp around you. You are not without hope, for I go before you to prepare the way. You do not carry the weight by yourself, for I myself uphold you with my mighty arm. My child, the world will continue to shake. There will be days when troubling news comes in waves, when it seems that darkness overshadows the light. Yet, keep your heart steadfast, for I am still on the throne. I am the sovereign over all creation, and every power in heaven and on earth is under my feet. Know that no force can snatch you from my hand. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every word raised to condemn you, I will turn to nothing. Stand firm in peace, for I am your peace. Hear me well, for the word I speak today is the key for your path ahead. I want you to understand that obedience is not a burden, but the doorway to true freedom. Many times in the past, you thought that when you surrendered to my will, you would lose something, souffle lack, or be left empty. But know this, whenever you lay something down before me, I return it multiplied. In obedience, you never lose. You only gain eternal reward. Remember Abraham, the father of faith. He obeyed when I called him to leave his homeland and walk toward a place unknown. His obedience made him the father of many nations. Do you see, obedience does not diminish you. It enlarges you. Obedience does not confine you. It expands your borders. When you yield, you place yourself under my mighty hand, and there you are, absolutely safe. My child, obedience is not merely outward action, but the posture of the heart. You may accomplish the work I assign, yet if doubt remains within, that obedience is incomplete. I seek a faithful heart more than outward deeds. I desire sincerity more than rituals. I see the motives beneath the surface. I know what is hidden. Therefore, offer me not only your actions, but also your heart, your will, and your deepest desire. Your obedience is the instrument through which I act. When you open your heart to yield, I open the heavens over you. When you lay down your own will, I lift you into my perfect plan. When you accept my calling, though it be difficult, I will supply strength beyond what is natural. My Spirit Himself will empower you with wisdom, courage, and might to fulfill the work. Do not fear that obedience will lead you into suffering. What causes suffering is not obedience, but resistance. When you resist my will, you find yourself weary, frustrated, and without direction. But when you obey, doors open, paths widen, and peace fills your heart. Obedience does not mean you will avoid trials, but it means you will never face them alone. I will walk with you, carry your burdens, and fight on your behalf. My child, remember that obedience is the measure of love. If you love me, keep my commandments. These were the words of my Son when he walked on earth. True love is not shown only in words, but in deeds. Obedience is the highest act of love. When you yield, you are saying, Lord, I trust you more than I trust myself. When you lay down your own will, You declare that your love for me is greater than any ambition or desire. I know that obedience sometimes demands sacrifice of what is most precious to you. Yet believe that no sacrifice is ever wasted before me. Every tear you shed in obedience I gather. Every step you take in obedience I record in my book of remembrance. One day, when you stand before my throne, you will see that all you surrendered has been transformed into everlasting glory. Understand this: today's obedience is the foundation of tomorrow's blessing. Just as a seed must fall into the ground and die before it brings forth fruit, so your obedience works the same way. When you sow your own will into the earth, you will reap a spiritual harvest. When you embrace surrender, you will enter a season of abundance. When you lay something down, I will replace it with something better, eternal, unshakable. My child, trust that I never make mistakes. My will is good, perfect, and pleasing. You may not yet grasp it. You may still have questions. But believe, by faith you will be upheld. Through obedience you will be preserved. And through your obedience, you will become the living testimony that God is faithful. So do not fear, nor delay. When I speak, respond at once. When I call, take the step immediately. Do not let hesitation rob you of blessing. Do not let fear keep you from glory. Remember, I am with you, and I will never forsake you. Be strong and courageous. For I, the Lord your God, hold your destiny in my hands. My child, let obedience become the very breath of your life. Let every day you live be a yes lifted up to me. As you walk this way, you will find your life no longer bound by what is temporary, but open to eternity. You will see that you no longer struggle to find meaning, for obedience itself will lead you into true meaning. You will no longer feel lost, for obedience will bring you into safety, and you will discover that through obedience, you are being transformed into the likeness of my Son, my beloved child. I love you with a love that never fades, and I call you to walk in obedience so that you may live in the fullness of that love. Rise up, step forward, and let obedience become the song of your life. For when you obey, you not only transform yourself, but you also alter the course of history for those around you. I want you to understand that obedience is not a single act, but a way of life, a rhythm of breath, a foundation for your entire spiritual journey. Do not think that obedience only comes when I speak a great command. Obedience is also present in the smallest details of daily living. When you choose to speak truth instead of lies, that is obedience. When you choose forgiveness instead of holding on to resentment, that is obedience. When you choose to wait patiently for me instead of rushing ahead with your own will, that too is obedience. And it is precisely in those seemingly small choices that you are laying a firm foundation for a life covered in eternal blessing. My child, I do not seek grand rituals, nor do I demand monumental works. I seek a heart that bows in surrender. Many can speak of me with their lips, yet their lives remain far from me. They bring offerings, yet keep their hearts from me. But what I long for is not an outward sacrifice, but a tender heart, pliable and willing to hear and follow my voice. Remember what I have spoken. The sacrifice pleasing to God is a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O God, you will not despise. It is the surrendered heart that touches mine. Know this, obedience is never in vain. At times you may think that your endurance brings no result. At times you may ask why you must give up, why you must bear loss, while others seem to gain more. But I declare to you, not one tear shed in obedience is wasted. Not one sacrifice of surrender is overlooked. Everything you do is remembered in my book of remembrance, and the reward for you will surpass all imagination. Look at Joseph, who obeyed me even when betrayed, sold into slavery, and unjustly imprisoned. He did not understand why such things came upon him. Yet he chose to keep his heart upright and trust me. In the end, that obedience lifted him from the darkness of the prison to the throne of a nation. Likewise, your obedience today may lead you through difficult paths, but it will open for you a door of glory that only I can grant. Obedience itself is the most powerful living testimony. People may argue with reasoning. They may reject logic, but they cannot deny a life transformed by obedience. When they see you choosing the narrow way, when they see you standing firm amid storms, when they see you showing love even to those who wound you, they will know that a power greater than humanity dwells within you. And that will be the clearest witness that I am real, that I am still at work in this world. My child, remember that obedience is always tied to faith. You cannot yield unless you believe that I am good, unless you trust that my plan is greater than your own. Therefore, I call you to learn to trust. When you believe, obedience becomes easier, and when you obey, your faith grows stronger. These two walk hand in hand, like wings that lift you higher in your spiritual journey. Do not fear that obedience will bring loss. In truth, it is clinging to your own will that causes you to lose more. When you hold tightly, you grasp only what is small and fleeting. But when you lay it down, I give you treasures far greater. When you dare to surrender, you step into abundance. When you are willing to lose, you truly gain. For I have spoken, whoever wants to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. I want you to see that obedience is the key to true freedom. The world often thinks obedience means losing freedom, but that is a deception. When you yield to my will, you are no longer chained by desires, fears, or invisible pressure. You are set free to live in peace, joy, and wholeness. Obedience is not a chain. Obedience is the wings of liberty. In your daily life, there will be many voices, many choices. There will be the call of ease, the lure of compromise, the temptation of immediate gain. But I call you to choose the path of obedience. Remember that every decision, no matter how small, shapes your soul. When you obey in little, you will be entrusted with much. When you are faithful with little, you will be given more. Stand firm. I know your weakness. I know you may tremble before trials, but remember, you do not walk alone. My Spirit will always be with you, your comforter, your guide, your strength. When you have no strength left, lean on Him. When you have no words to pray, let Him intercede for you with groanings beyond expression. He will keep you on the path of obedience, so that you will not fall, but stand until the end. Therefore, my beloved child, let obedience be the lamp that lights your journey. Let it guide every step, every decision, every thought and action. Let your whole life become a song of yes rising before my throne. And when you do this, you will see that your life is not only transformed, but also becomes a source of transformation for the world around you. I want you to understand that in the journey of faith, nothing happens by accident. Every step, every trial, every joy, every tear, all are woven into the great plan I have designed for your life. There are times you feel lost, without direction, thinking that everything around you is chaos and without meaning. But my child, hear me, even in the chaos. I am at work, still weaving a glorious tapestry that your eyes cannot yet fully behold. Life is like a mosaic. When you only see small, scattered pieces, you may think they are meaningless, even broken. But in my hands, each piece has its precise place. The dark pieces make the light shine brighter. The pieces that seem misplaced become vital details completing the whole picture. Therefore, my child, do not fear the broken fragments, nor despise the details you do not understand. Trust that I am the master artist, who turns what seems ordinary into a masterpiece of glory. Remember the life of David. As a shepherd boy, who could have thought he would become king over a nation, yet I used the years in the wilderness, the days of tending sheep, the encounters with lions and bears, to shape in him a heart of courage and faithfulness. Those seemingly small days prepared him to be a warrior, a leader, a man after my heart. In the same way, my child, do not despise the seasons of life that appear mundane. They are the spiritual training ground I am using to form you. I do not promise that you will escape all trials, but I promise you will never walk through them alone. Just as I was with Daniel in the lion's den, as I was with his 3 friends in the fiery furnace, so I will be with you in every storm. The fire may rage fiercely, the lion's teeth may make you tremble, but hear me, the flames will not consume you. The lions will not devour you. For I, yes, I, myself, am your protector and your shield. My child, learn to see everything through the eyes of faith. When the natural eyes see only obstacles, the eyes of faith see opportunities. When the flesh sees only darkness, the eyes of faith behold the light of hope. When the world sees you as small and weak, the eyes of faith see you surrounded by my heavenly armies. Remember how Elisha prayed for his servant's eyes to be opened, and he saw the host of angels encamped around them, and immediately his fear vanished. In the same way, when you look with the eyes of faith, you will know that you are never abandoned. Beloved one, this journey is not only for you, but for many others who will be touched through your life. I am making you into a living testimony so that those around you may see and believe in me. Each time you choose patience, each time you forgive, each time you stand firm instead of giving up, you are composing a song of praise to me that the world can read. Do not think that only sermons from a pulpit carry power. Your life of obedience and trust is the most powerful sermon of all. My child, I know there are times when you grow weary, when you want to give up, when you feel like stopping. But I remind you, true strength does not come from your own willpower. It comes from me. When you are weak, I become your strength. When you fall, I am the one who lifts you up. When you are drained, my grace overflows to sustain you. Remember how the Apostle Paul pleaded with me to remove the thorn in his flesh. Yet I said, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So it is with you. your weakness becomes the very place where my power shines most brightly. Hold fast to faithfulness, even when you do not understand. Keep walking, even when you cannot see the whole path. Keep trusting, even when your prayers seem unanswered. Keep pressing on, for the reward is not for those who quit, but for those who remain faithful until the end. As I have spoken, the one who endures to the end will be saved. Let this truth be engraved upon your heart, so that each day of your life is a step closer to glory. Therefore, I call you, rise up, lift your head, and walk with courage. Do not let fear control you. Do not let doubt bind you. Do not let the past define you. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a child of the King of Kings. You are not lost. You are called, chosen, and anointed. You are not weak, for my strength is within you. Remember, the journey you are on does not end in this world. It unfolds into eternity. What you sow today in faithfulness will be reaped in everlasting life. What you endure for my name will become unfading glory in the age to come. And on that day, when you stand before my throne, you will hear my voice say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your Lord." I want you to understand this deeply. Your journey is not merely so that you may be blessed, but so that you may become a blessing to many. When I chose Abraham, I did not only promise him descendants as numerous as the stars. I declared, "You will be a blessing to all nations." In the same way, your life is not only for your own enjoyment of grace, but so that through you, many will find light, hope, and life. Every victory you experience, every miracle you witness, every prayer I answer carries significance beyond yourself. My child, remember, blessings are not given to be hoarded, but to be shared. Light is not lit to be hidden under a bowl, but to be placed on a stand to shine for all in the house. You were created to be a light to the world, so that those walking in darkness may look at you and find the way back to me. Therefore, do not live closed off, clinging only to what you have. Step out boldly, give generously, share freely, for it is in giving that you will receive even more. Understand also that my calling is always tied to responsibility. I do not give you gifts for you to delight in your uniqueness, but to serve others. If I give you words, use them to encourage and build up. If I give you compassion, use it to lift the weak. If I give you leadership, use it to guide others closer to me. Every gift is a tool for divine mission, not an ornament for display. Do not let comparison steal your joy. Many look around and see others with brighter gifts, greater positions, or seemingly easier paths. But my child, remember this: I have entrusted to each one a unique portion, and every part is precious in my design. The body cannot be all eyes or all hands. It needs every member to function fully. Even if you are only a finger, that finger holds great value. Treasure the portion I have given you, and be faithful in it, for therein lies the key to true blessing. Beloved one, there will be times when the weight of responsibility feels beyond your strength. You may think I am not strong enough, not wise enough, not holy enough, but in those very moments, remember that sufficiency is not in you, it is in me. When I called Moses, he trembled, thinking he could not speak before Pharaoh. Yet I gave him a staff of signs, and I gave him Aaron to walk alongside him. When I called Jeremiah, he cried that he was too young, unskilled in speech. Yet I touched his lips and declared, I have put my words in your mouth. Likewise, do not look at your lack, look at my fullness, my precious child. Remember too that the mission is not always met with human approval. At times, you will be mocked, rejected, misunderstood. But I tell you, this is not failure. It is a sign that you are walking the true path. My son, Jesus, was himself rejected, despised, crucified. Yet through that rejection came salvation for the world. So when you face opposition, do not fear, do not retreat. Know that you are sharing in the sufferings of Christ, and your reward will be great in heaven. Do not be surprised when this journey requires sacrifice. No new life is born without the death of a seed. When you are willing to lay down what is most precious, I will bring forth a harvest greater than you can imagine. Just as Abraham offered Isaac upon the altar, and through his obedience, a great promise was unlocked. So too, you be willing to surrender what you hold dear, for when placed in my hands, I can transform it beyond your dreams. Always remember, your goal is not fame or success in the eyes of the world, but faithfulness before me. Perhaps you will never be recognized by people, your name never written in history books. Yet my eyes see, my ears hear, and my heart rejoices. Simply do what is right in the hidden place, and I will reward you openly. The recognition of this world is fleeting, but my reward is eternal. Be watchful and alert, for the enemy is always seeking to wear you down, to make you quit, to steal your vision. He will whisper lies that I have forgotten you, that you are worthless, that you have no future. But I say to you, he is the father of lies, and in him there is no truth. Resist him with my word. Wield the sword of the Spirit, and you will see him flee. My child, I call you to walk step by step with patience. Do not rush. Do not be hasty, for everything I do has its appointed time. Just as a seed requires time to sprout, just as a harvest requires time to ripen, so too the vision I have placed within you needs time to be fulfilled. Wait not in passivity, but in preparation, in prayer, in faithfulness, and when the appointed time comes, you will see every promise I have spoken come to pass in perfect fullness. Stand firm, walk forward, and live as a blessing. Do not let your life be only about receiving, but let it become a stream that flows to many others. Remember that you are saved to save others, touched to touch others, transformed to become an agent of transformation. And on that day, when you stand before my throne, you will see that every sacrifice, every tear, every faithful step was not in vain, but contributed to an eternal harvest. I want you to understand that the journey you are on is not merely a personal race, but part of a greater picture that I am painting for all of humanity. You are like a piece in a grand tapestry, and though you may see yourself as small, your role cannot be replaced. If one piece is missing, the picture is incomplete. Therefore, do not despise the quiet steps, the small deeds you do each day, for all of them are being woven by me into an eternal plan. My beloved, remember that your faithfulness today will impact generations to come. Just as David did not defeat Goliath for himself alone, but for the deliverance of all Israel, In the same way, every act of obedience you take will open doors for others to walk into freedom. You cannot yet see the full reach of your influence, but in heaven, everything you do is recorded, and one day, you will be astonished to see how many lives were touched through your faithfulness. Be wary of the temptation to see immediate results. The world teaches that success must be quick, but the kingdom of God operates on the principle of sowing and reaping. You sow today, but the harvest may come after many months, years, or even decades. Learn from the vine dressers, they do not rush, but patiently tend the vines until the season of harvest arrives. So too, do not be discouraged when you do not yet see fruit. Believe that every seed you sow in tears, you will one day reap in joy. Do not let the fear of failure keep you still. I am not looking for perfection. I am looking for faithfulness. I do not expect you never to stumble, but I desire that you rise each time you fall. Just as a soldier is not defined by how many wounds he has endured, but by his resolve to keep fighting, so too, your worth is not measured by how many times you fall, but by your choice to rise and follow me again. The enemy wants you to believe that each failure is the end, but I tell you, every failure is only a small chapter in the greater story of victory I am writing for you. Remember that you do not walk alone. I have placed around you companions, intercessors, and those who will lift you up. Learn to take the hands of your brothers and sisters. Do not fight in isolation. When Moses lifted up his hands, Israel prevailed, but when his hands grew weary, Aaron and Hur held them up, and the people triumphed. In the same way, there will be times when you need others to support you, and there will also be times when you are called to lift someone else. This is the community I designed, so that no one has to fight alone. I also want you to know that true glory does not come from what you keep, but from what you give away. When you dare to let go, to sacrifice, to lay down what is most precious, then you will truly understand what it means to live. Unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. You are not called to hold on, but to sow. The more you sow, the more you reap. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you lose for my sake, the more you will find in me. My beloved, set your hope on my reward rather than the world's reward. The world may applaud the glamorous, but I applaud the faithful. The world may honor the rich, the famous, and the powerful, but I honor those who kneel in secret, who pray for their enemies, who love even while they are wounded. Do not forget that the battle is not of flesh and blood, but spiritual. There are battles you cannot win by human strength or wisdom, but only through prayer, obedience, and the power of the Spirit. Therefore, clothe yourself with the full armor of God. Gird your waist with truth. Put on the breastplate of righteousness. Fit your feet with the readiness of the gospel of peace. Take up the shield of faith. Wear the helmet of salvation, and wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. With this armor, you will stand firm against every scheme of the enemy. My child, I tell you something vital. Never lose your joy in following me. Joy does not come from circumstances, but from my presence. Whether you walk through wilderness or abundance, whether you are in the brightness of day or the darkness of night, if you keep your joy in me, you will have the strength to continue. The scripture says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." Sing, even before you see the answer. Give thanks, even while the doors remain closed. For that joy will open the way for miracles to happen. I want you to know that a new season is opening before you. Everything you have gone through in the past, both joy and sorrow, has become the stepping stone that leads you to this stage. I waste nothing in your life. Every trial, every failure, every tear and every smile has been used to prepare you for this very moment. Like the potter shaping clay through many stages, I too am shaping you to become a vessel useful in my hands. Do not think that the road ahead will simply repeat the past. I am doing a new thing, and if you keep looking backward, you will not see what I am doing ahead. As it is written, "Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing, now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" Isaiah 4:3-1-8-19. You must open your spiritual eyes to recognize that I am preparing opportunities never seen before, opening doors you never imagined. My child, to step into the new season, you must be willing to let go of the old. Sometimes what was once a blessing can become a burden if you cling to it too long. Just as Israel could not remain in Egypt and still enter the promised land, you too cannot hold on to the old and step into the new I have prepared. There are relationships, habits, and mindsets you must lay down in order to move forward lightly. I know this is not easy, for you are familiar with what you have. But remember, what I give you is always better than what you leave behind. The new season I bring always comes with transformation within your spirit. Before I change your outward circumstances, I desire to change your heart within. If you enter a new season but still carry an old mindset, you will not be able to grasp what I am doing. Therefore, I call you to renew your mind with my word, so that you may discern my good, pleasing, and perfect will. Let my word be the mirror for your spirit, that day by day you may be transformed from glory to glory. Remember that in the new season, I will also lead you into unknown lands. This may make you feel uneasy, for you are unfamiliar, but it is precisely in the unfamiliar that your faith will grow. Just as Abraham was called to go to a land he did not know, you too are called to step out of your comfort zone to take hold of what I have promised. Do not fear uncertainty, for uncertainty is the ground where faith is tested. When you have nothing else to cling to, you will learn to cling to me, and then you will see my power revealed. My child, do not forget that stepping into a new season also means stepping into new responsibilities. I do not bring you into the promised land for you to simply enjoy, but for you to build, to fight, and to guard. Just as Joshua had to rise and lead the people to conquer Canaan, you too are called to take possession of the portion I give you with perseverance and faith. Remember that every blessing comes with stewardship, and I entrust this into your hands. Work with the heart of a faithful steward, knowing that one day you will stand before your master. My beloved child, in this new season, I want you to learn how to walk in joy. Do not let fear or worry steal the joy of this journey. I did not promise you that there would be no storms, but I promised that I would be with you in every storm. Remember that the joy of the Lord is your strength. When you sing in the midnight hour, prisons will be shaken. When you praise in the wilderness, the streams of water will spring forth. When you give thanks in the midst of trials, you will see my power revealed. Be ready to step into the new season. Do not look back on the past with regret. but look forward with hope. Do not carry the burdens of yesterday, but walk lightly in trust. Do not fear change, for I am the unchanging one yesterday, today, and forever. Everything I have promised you will come to pass, and I will complete the good work I began in you. My child, remember what I have spoken in my word. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Matthew 2:2-3-7. This is the foundation for walking through any season. Not success, not fame, not comfort, but your love and faithfulness toward me is what determines whether you will stand firm in the journey. When you make me the center, you will not be shaken by the changes around you. In this new season, I want you to learn how to hear my voice more clearly. Amidst the noise of the world, the seductions, the conflicting voices, what you need most is to discern my voice. My voice never contradicts my word. My voice does not lead you into fear or confusion, but into peace and guidance. When you pause, become still, and seek me, you will realize that I have always been whispering in your heart. Practice the habit of drawing near in prayer, in meditating on my word, and in silence, so that you may walk with certainty. Even so, remember that this new journey will not be without challenges. What matters is that you do not see challenges as burdens, but as opportunities for faith to grow. Just as gold must be refined by fire to become pure, so will you go through trials to be refined. Do not ask, "Why is the Lord letting me go through this?" but instead ask, "Lord, what do you want to teach me through this situation?" When you change your perspective, you will see that every challenge carries a promise within it. And I tell you this, no trial will ever be beyond what you can bear, for I will walk with you through them all. My beloved child, I also want you to learn to walk in humility. The new season may bring success, growth, and expansion, but do not let pride cause you to forget the giver of blessings. Remember that I alone am the source of everything. If I withdraw my hand, all that you build will crumble. Therefore, keep in mind always, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Psalm 127:1. When you walk in humility, I will lift you up. When you acknowledge that all glory belongs to me, you will not fear losing anything, for you know that the one who blesses is also the one who sustains. I also remind you of the power of community in this new season. You are not called to walk alone. Just as the body has many members, you too are part of the spiritual body. Do not despise unity, for when you stand together with your brothers and sisters, strength is multiplied. The enemy always seeks to isolate in order to destroy. But when you remain in fellowship, you will be protected and strengthened. Therefore, treasure those I have placed around you. Build relationships grounded in love and faithfulness, so that together you may step into the new season. A new season also means an expansion of vision. Do not let the limitations of the past hold you back. Believe that I am able to do far more than all you ask or imagine. Do not place me in the box of logic or past experiences. I am the God of newness. I can open doors you never thought possible. I can cause rivers to flow in the desert. I can bring life to what you thought was dead. Therefore, open your heart to receive greater things, for I am the Almighty One. I repeat, obedience remains the key in every season. You may have vision, talent, and opportunity, But without obedience, all will become meaningless. I do not seek the most gifted, but those who will listen and obey. It was obedience that made Abraham a friend of God. It was obedience that caused Mary to be chosen as the mother of the Savior. It was obedience that led Jesus to the cross to redeem mankind. And it will be obedience that opens the way for you to step into what I have prepared. My child, a new season is not only a phase of life, but an invitation to go deeper in your relationship with me. All that I prepare, blessings, opportunities, expansion, are only means to draw you closer to me. The ultimate destination is not earthly success, but perfect union with me in eternity. Therefore, do not let your eyes be fixed only on what is temporary, but lift your gaze to where I am the source of all life, all joy, and all hope. I tell you this in all that I do. Nothing is random. Every step you take, every breath you breathe, every tear you shed is seen and treasured by me. I am not bringing you into a new season just to change the outward, but to engrave upon your heart an eternal mark that I am the faithful God, who never changes. The old has gone, the new has come. This is not only a promise, but a reality for you today. I know your heart sometimes wavers when you face unexpected changes. You may worry that you are not strong enough, not wise enough, not resourced enough to step into what lies ahead. But my child, remember this: I do not call you to rely on your own strength. I call you to rely on mine. When you are weak, I will be your strength. When you are weary, I will renew your power. When you are confused, I will grant you wisdom. I never send you out alone, but I always give my Spirit as your comforter, your guide, and your helper. My beloved child, do not forget that what I seek in you is not flawless perfection, but a faithful and tender heart. Even when you stumble, what matters is that you rise again and keep walking. I am not surprised by your weaknesses, for I know you were formed from the dust. But I rejoice when I see you refuse to give up, when I see you cling to me, even through tears. It is in those very moments of seeming weakness that I have the opportunity to display my power most fully. Remember that time is the instrument I use to shape you. There are promises I have given you that have not yet come to pass. But do not think that I have forgotten. I am the one who keeps covenant. Just as a seed must wait in the soil, dying before it can sprout and grow, so too do my promises require time to develop and bear fruit. Do not lose heart in the waiting, for waiting is not in vain. It is part of the process I use to prepare you. And when the appointed time I have set arrives, no power will be able to hinder its fulfillment. I want you to know that true blessing is not always shown through material abundance or the recognition of people. True blessing is my presence in your life, whether you are in a palace or in a wilderness. If you have me, you have everything. Whether the world applauds you or rejects you, if you are in my love, you are safe. Therefore, measure success not with earthly eyes, but by your closeness to me. One day, the glorious reward will not be gold, silver, or jewels, but to hear me say, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Do not forget to open your heart to forgiveness and love in this new season. There may be those who have hurt you, betrayed you, or abandoned you in the past, but do not carry that burden into the future. Forgiveness is not about justifying others, but about setting yourself free. When you forgive, You break the chains binding your soul, and you open the way for healing to flow. Love is the most powerful language I have given to humanity, and only when you walk in love do you truly reflect me. I want you to be courageous in this journey. Do not fear the steps you cannot yet see. Just as Joshua heard my word, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go, Joshua 1:9. That promise is for you today as well. Wherever you go, I will be there. Whether you face towering mountains or vast seas, I will make a way. Whether you pass through fire or through water, I will preserve you. All you need to do is believe and walk forward, my child. Now, as I speak to you one last time in this season, I want you to engrave this truth upon your heart. You are not a victim of circumstances, but one destined to overcome. You are not forgotten, but chosen. You are not a wanderer in darkness, but a bearer of light. You are not living in meaninglessness, but carrying a noble calling. Therefore, lift up your head and walk in faith. For I, the one who began a good work in you, will bring it to completion until the final day. Thank you for listening to today's message. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that together we may receive the words of life, build a steadfast faith, and walk in the boundless love of God. Amen.